Hello and welcome to All About Community. It is upon us. What is upon us? The election is upon us. The election, November 3rd. It is an important day, not only here in Oakland, but throughout the United States of America. But right here in Oakland, perhaps the most important race we have is in District 7, a place where we are going to have some change one way or the other. Today, I will be speaking with Bishop Bob Jackson, who has been my guest before, but because it's so important, I have him back again. Bishop Jackson, welcome to All About Community.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, it's always a pleasure to invite you. You are my favorite person. You're
Thank
my
you.
favorite pastor. Axel Gospel Church right up the street here in Oakland
Yes,
for the
sir.
last 35, 36 years.
36 years. Yes, sir.
And you are running for city council.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about that. And today we want to probe more about why you're running for city council. Briefly, why are you running for city council?
Well, I'm running for city council for District 7 because Larry Reed has been there for the past 24 years. And our district, District 7, which is Deep East, they call it, it has been so neglected by downtown, by City Hall, and by Larry. It's just, Councilman Reed, it's like for the past at least 10 years, he's done nothing. Now, he's worked with developers to do development, apparently, but as far as the neighborhood itself, with the potholes and the illegal dumping and all of the speeding up and down the streets and on and on and on and on, just a litany of things that's just horrible and continues to get worse in District 7. I've been here all my life, and I want you to know I've never seen District 7 look the way it do. And don't forget those abandoned cars.
Why do you think we have so many abandoned cars? It seems to me it's a matter of being cited, give them the 24 or 72-hour notice, and then somebody comes out and tow them away.
Nobody does that.
Why?
Because it's District 7, and nobody that's responsible for District 7, aka city council person, really cares about that.
Well, I go up to Montclair all the time, driving around. I have yet to see an abandoned car.
And you won't, because as soon as they go to abandon one, the tow truck comes pick it up and haul it away. Matter of fact, if you just don't pay your meter, the tow truck come and get you up there. But down where we live, it's acceptable. It's a norm now. And all of a sudden, even the street sweepers, when they come back, they go around.
What do you call them?
Street sweepers.
I haven't seen one, and I think I saw one in the last 10 years.
Well, they do come around. They come by.
They don't come by my house.
But they come by late at night if they come by at all. But what happens is they have a sign posted that they're supposed to sweep those streets on certain days, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. And you're not supposed to park there. But instead of them citing them, getting out, putting the orange tag sticker on it, they end up going around them and keep right on going. They're lazy, sorry, don't want to get out the truck to do what they're supposed to do, and then don't want to call when the few days is up. When they come back to do it again, the car's still there with the orange tag on. They're supposed to call for the tow truck and tow it. And instead of doing that, they just go around and keep on going. So that thing stays there 6 months.
Well, I've seen some there almost 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months, longer. And they just sit there because nobody cares. So that's why I'm running for city council. And I'm telling you, it is time for East Oakland to come out of the ashes and be as good as Montclair you were talking about a while ago.
I noticed just driving up and down 77th Avenue, it's just trash everywhere.
Everywhere.
It just seemed to me, Bishop, that is inexcusable.
And it is. And so the deal is, listen, we just cleaned up the Men of Valor. I'm president of the Men of Valor, and it is a program for ex-offenders and help them get on their feet and never see jail again, by the way. So much so, it was so effective, and I'm boasting now.
That's all right, you can boast.
Yeah, it's so effective that the recidivism rate went down to Santa Rita so low, they had to start pulling prisoners from the state penitentiary, putting it in there to fill up the county jail out at Santa Rita. And North County went so low, they closed it down completely.
So you don't have enough people committing crimes because
No. You got people committing crimes, but because they're not coming back in, the recidivism rate was cut because the OK program. The Men of Valor Academy works with those ex-offenders, helping them to get the skills and tools that they need, and then we help them get jobs. And these men are going to work, they're getting jobs, they're marrying their baby's mama, okay, they're taking care of their business, and they're being the great men that we always knew that God had made them to be.
And so they are, you have them going up and down the streets in certain areas, cleaning up what the city ought to be cleaning
So
up.
what we have to do is we have to teach them how to work. And so one of the ways we teach them how to work is by putting them in work situations. And so cleaning the streets. Now we just cleaned 85th Avenue all the way down to the BART station on San Leandro Boulevard. And Bob, they tell me it was 2 tons of trash that those men took 3.5 days to clean that stretch from 85th Avenue to the BART station on San Leandro. It was just, you would not believe. And the city didn't give us a red cent. But we pay taxes to have all that stuff done. But you see, it hasn't been done. It's time for change at City Hall. We don't need Reed in City Hall. It's time for us to get somebody that's proven, somebody that you can trust to get the job done. And I believe that's me.
And time for change means that we are going to have to take a break. We will be right back. Don't touch that remote.
Hi, I'm Robert Bob Jackson. I'm running for city council, and listen, I need your vote. I need your support. And also, I want to tell you that we're going to deal with affordable housing. We're going to deal with the homeless issues. We're going to deal with problems that's been in District 7 for way too long. I plan on making a change. Leadership you can trust. Vote for Robert Bob Jackson. I'm Robert Bob Jackson, and I approve of this message.
Many families are struggling in Oakland today. I've been there. I was raised in the Acorn Housing Projects by a single mom. She worked 3 jobs to get us out. Today, the restaurant I started provides jobs and second chances to formerly incarcerated people. The nonprofits I serve create opportunity for our youth. On the City Council, I'll bring Oakland together to finally address our biggest challenges. I'm Derek Johnson. Let's meet this moment together.
In 2020, I think East Oakland deserves more. I think we deserve to stop walking in disbelief. I think we deserve to put an end to the grief that arises when someone says I can, but they don't, or they won't. It's way past time for change, and that change starts with her. Oakland deserves Treva.
Hi, I'm Treva Reed. I am fighting to move East Oakland forward for all of us.
Hello and welcome back to All About Community. When we went to break, we were talking about blight in the city. We were talking about the men of valor. We were talking about all of the fantastic things that Bishop Bob Jackson is doing to make this district a better place to live. Bishop, let's talk about for a moment the fact that the East Bay Times, for example, did not endorse you. Why would they not endorse a man that is doing all that you're doing for this district? It just seems to me not to make any kind of sense.
Well, it seemed to me when I went on a forum, a campaign forum, and that they were running, and all of the candidates, it's 5 of us all together, all of the candidates had to answer questions for the, but it seemed like one candidate was more knowledgeable than the rest of us, and
had been schooled or something?
And had been prepped to what's going on and what was, and so they were very impressed with that one candidate. But the rest of us 4, we didn't know those answers like that. You know what I'm saying?
And you probably didn't know them because you don't have access to that inside information to get those answers.
You took it right out of my mouth, because we don't have access to it, because we don't have anybody in our family that's already in the position that could prep us as to what to do and what to say. But we just have to be as real as we can with the knowledge that we have. So they didn't like us. They said the one candidate had more knowledge about everything, and the rest of us was a bunch of bimbos as far as they were concerned. So who reads the East Bay Times anyway?
That is correct.
The only thing in it is something nasty, something dirty, something Maybe I don't say that, but it's something about killings and murders, and that's the only news that they have in there about Oakland. The rest of the time you read about San Jose or some other, for some reason, East Bay Times, but they don't talk about Oakland unless it's negative, and they need to know I know that. So my point of saying is, here's the other thing I found out.
Mm-hmm.
When these people do these candidate forums, which we have a lot of people doing them now because of COVID, but when they do that, they have set questions that they want to ask you. Then they time you, a minute to give you an answer.
Right.
So you're not able to elaborate. You're not able to explain. You just have to try to answer the question as fast as you can. And a lot of times they're looking for certain things. Let me say it this way. They're looking for you to dance to their music,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't endorse you. I'm not there to dance to their music. I'm there to represent District 7 and what's best for District 7 and the people who live in District 7. That's why I said I'm not a politician. I'm going to do what's honest, what's right, because that's where I come from.
Well, that's a good place to come from, because doing the right thing will help this particular district, and something that's happened for the last X number of years, because the district seems to be going down, 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 when it should be really going up, up, up. It has potential, all kinds of potential. And how are you going to bring that potential to fruition?
Well, first of all, you have the airport, like you're saying. You get off the airport, you got to almost come through Oakland to get to where, at least you have to come far enough to get on the freeway to go wherever you're going. And that's a great airport that we have, beautiful, expanded, etc. But you got to come through District 7 and District 6, like to access the airport and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to, like you said, we ought to have the best, the most beautiful area out here, restaurants and everything, just like downtown. But we don't have it by design, because they don't want it to look like that now. They want it to look like that when they move the Coliseum down to Howard Terminal, take the ball team down there, and then they're going to come back and put high rises and market rate houses in there and drive the cost of the houses in these neighborhoods up so high that we cannot afford to live here anymore.
So if they're going to do that, that means that San Francisco will be essentially a premonition of what's going to happen in Oakland. San Francisco was 18% black population. Now it's barely 3%. And that's going to happen in Oakland.
That's exactly right. If I don't get elected to District 7, because that's exactly what, and I think that's the course we're on. It's not unusual for Oakland to mimic and copy what San Francisco is doing. And I think they're going to do the same thing. They're going to move the Coliseum, that's what they want to do, down the Howard Terminal, downtown, and then they're going to take that 215 acres of public land, selling it to some private owners, the Fisher family, and they're going to build out a beautiful place. But it's going to be all...
But not even selling it at market rate.
Giving it
arbitrary fee. Right, giving it away.
Giving it away.
Why would they do that?
Well, because, like I said, politics, which is horrible. And so, but what's more horrible is the devastation that's going to do to District 7. We've got to fight for our rights. We have to fight for the people who live in District 7, who's been living here for generations, is what I'm talking about.
So then, I guess I get a better understanding now of why, for example, the East Bay Times did not endorse you, because they are afraid of you. They're afraid that you're going to stand up for this district.
I'm going to stand up for the district. It's understood. I'm going to stand up for the people of District 7. I'm going to be the voice for the District 7. Every problem, every situation they're having trouble with, I want them to come to me. And not only that, I promised to put an office in District 7, which we haven't seen an office for a city council person, I believe, in 24 years. I've never seen Larry Reed with an office in District 7. If he had one, I don't know when. And I've been here all my life.
Well, Bishop, that's reason enough to vote for you, because you're so committed to this district that you are willing to put an office so that people can come in and talk to you.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have to go to break. Don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community, talking with Bishop Bob Jackson, candidate for the Oakland City Council District 7.
Hi, I'm Robert Bob Jackson. I'm running for city council, and listen, I need your vote. I need your support. And also, I want to tell you that we're going to deal with affordable housing. We're going to deal with the homeless issues. We're going to deal with problems that's been in District 7 for way too long. I plan on making a change. Leadership you can trust. Vote for Robert Bob Jackson. I'm Robert Bob Jackson, and I approve of this message.
Homelessness, blight, and safety. And because we're at a crossroad, we need change. We need leadership that is responsive to the people. Marcy Hodge will see us through the challenges and fight for our district. Do your part, and she'll do hers.
I'm Marcy Hodge, your candidate for Oakland City Council District 7. Let's save Oakland together.
In 2020, I think East Oakland deserves more. I think we deserve to stop walking in disbelief. I think we deserve to put an end to the grief that arises when someone says I can, but they don't, or they won't. It's way past time for change, and that change starts with her. Oakland deserves Treva.
Hi, I'm Treva Reed. I am fighting to move East Oakland forward for all of us.
Hello and welcome back to All About Community. When we went to break, we were talking with Bishop Bob Jackson, candidate for the Oakland City Council District 7. And my, were we excited about talking about some of the problems that he is going to remedy right here in District 7. Bishop, when endorsers and unions and others, I notice you don't have many of those. Is it because they expect something from you and you're not willing to give it to them?
It's absolutely true. And they will endorse you, but they want to make sure you're going to line up with their policies and their program. And I'm not, the only policy and program I want to line up with is the citizens, the residents of District 7. That program. And that program has been, you haven't heard of their program, you haven't heard of their voice, you haven't heard of anything. This is what we constantly get in District 7. We can't afford to have any more of that in District 7. And the only way we're going to change that, we have to have a change of leadership. I bring trusted leadership to District 7.
Well, let's think about for a moment what's going on at Oak Knoll. The development there, where developers are coming in, and I noticed one thing in particular, since I live close by, and so do you. I have not seen a black contractor yet. Anybody black working up there? How do you explain that? That's right in the middle of District 7, and no black people working on the
But while they talk,
contract.
well, it's easy to explain. While they talk about, District 7 and how, Larry Reed has done things with development and put in certain things with development.
Well, how's it help black folks?
Well, that's just the point I was trying to make, but it didn't necessarily help black people or the people who live in District 7. A lot of those people that's working on the Oak Knoll project don't even live in Oakland.
And when those projects, when that development is completed, who's going to be living there?
Well, I guarantee you won't be the people that's living in District 7.
Those homes are going to start at what? Starting at $1 million
It's probably
plus?
$1 million and a half, and then higher. And so the deal is, but to make prevailing wage, to make wages, to make the kind of money that you need to make to stay in this city, we could have a lot of District 7 people who live in the district. But you see, if the city council person had been on his job, he would have recommended and made sure that those contractors up there right now would be mandatory. It would be mandatory to have black and brown people working on those sites. But nobody's saying that. So I'm thankful for Proposition 16 because we need to say yes on Proposition 16.
Absolutely.
And that's going to repeal Proposition 209, which brings affirmative action back in so we can demand that these white developers and these white contractors have to hire black people and brown people on their teams, on their construction crews, so we can make the kind of money that they're making. And we have a lot of boys that can do those jobs.
Now, what about juvenile hall? I understand that they're having problems out at juvenile hall because they can't get enough boys there. Is I mean, that's a good problem to have.
So 9 years ago, I noted that they had no chaplaincy service for juvenile hall. Never had it in the whole history. So I went up there and asked them, could I have an office up there? And he said, yeah, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to put a chaplaincy service in here for these kids. Because God says we're made in three parts: body, soul, and spirit. They were doing all right for the body, all right for the soul, but the spirit of those kids was going missing, going lacking. So they told me, sure, you can have an office up here. So I paid a chaplain, and I paid 2 part-time chaplains out of the church's money, and I put them in juvenile hall. It was 371 kids in juvenile hall.
And what is it now?
Last year, when I resigned from the position of being the head chaplain of juvenile hall, it was 56 kids in juvenile hall.
What a difference that made.
I'm trying to show you, when you do things the right way, every problem we have in District 7, and the city for that matter, is abatable if you really want to do the right thing. And this is the problem I have with politicians. A lot of them are just not honest. They got a big 50-cent word, disingenuous is what they say. And I mean, they come across real good. They want to meet, they want to eat, they want to talk about it, but no action. We need action in District 7. I should have had my campaign, Action, Vote for Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Because that's what I'm about. It's time out for fooling around.
Bishop is absolutely correct. Every problem can be resolved if you have somebody in office who is committed to work, and not only just work, but work with the community to resolve these issues.
Yes.
Don't touch that remote. We will be right back speaking with Bishop Bob Jackson, candidate for the City Council, District 7.
Rebecca Kaplan puts progressive values in action.
We have a responsibility to stand together in solidarity.
For those who are breathing toxic air every day, we will continue to work together to strengthen our efforts.
Join us and vote Rebecca Kaplan for Oakland City Council.
To better manage traffic on 880, the Metropolitan Transportation Commission has converted the carpool lanes to express lanes between Oakland and Milpitas, giving solo drivers the option to pay a toll to use the lanes and ensuring that all users, including carpoolers and buses, get a reliably faster trip. Learn more about the 880 express lanes at expresslanes.511.org.
Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris and I am your host. When we went to break, I was talking with Bishop Bob Jackson about his candidacy for the City Council, District 7, Oakland, California. Bishop, in this final segment, let's talk a little bit about economic development because in order for this district to do well, we need businesses, we need economic development. Tell us a little bit about your experience with the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, okay. 19 years ago, I went to the state, up to the state capitol and talked with the leader then of the Black California legislature, a gentleman by the name of Jerome Horton. And I talked with him and I said, I need help in the city of Oakland because the Black community is not doing well and we need help from you Black legislators up here at the state capitol. And he said, do you have a Black Chamber of Commerce? And I said, listen, I didn't come talk about Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm talking about getting your help and the rest of the place. He said, listen, you get out of my office and don't you come back up here until you have a strong Black Chamber of Commerce. Because without a strong Black Chamber of Commerce, you'll never have a strong Black community. And I left there scratching my head. I never heard that before. So I went back to find out what happened. We had one before, a Black Chamber, but it went belly up. So I started the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce. And 19 years later, we have a wonderful president in the person of Kathy Adams. She's the president of the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce. And that wonderful Shonda Scott that I call them the dynamic duo, and they're training, teaching, working with people, developing entrepreneurs to be able to build their businesses, start their businesses from start to bottom. I mean, if you have no experience, but you want to start your business, the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce has all the tools to make you successful and to help you. And all that it requires is your membership, because most of the classes are free. And I'm telling you, and they did something else. Kathy was able to raise over $1 million for a resiliency fund for the small businesses that are suffering during this Corona-19. Unprecedented what the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce is doing. And so I'm happy about that.
And I too am happy. I happen to be on the board of directors and serve as its general counsel.
You are.
And I can testify that those two ladies are doing a fantastic job. Now, we're in our final segment here. Give us that pitch again as to why you should be elected.
Well, because I'm not talking about what I'm going to do. I'm not talking about what it's going to look like when I become city councilman. I'm talking about what I'm already doing and have been doing for a number of years, 36 years to be exact. And I want you to know, I'm not going to stop doing what I've been doing. I'm going to do even more as a city council person for District 7 because I see what we need to do. I've experienced what we need to do. I have achievements in what we need to do. Now all I need to do, I've been doing city council work already. Now all I need to do is have the official title and the position, because the position brings in the power that I need to even do more for District 7 and make it great, like Montclair you mentioned a while ago.
Okay. Well, Bishop, I wish we could just talk much longer because I get excited just listening to you. I get filled with joy just thinking about how great District 7 can be and will be when you are elected.
Yes.
But our time is up. We want to thank Bishop Bob Jackson, candidate for the City Council of Oakland, District 7, for being my guest. And stay tuned. Coming up, we will have Mark Williams from the AC Transit Board of Directors. We're going to talk about the transit system here, how it works, how it operates, and learn more about it. Bishop Jackson, thank you very much. And don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. My name is Robert L. Harris, and I am your host.